Okay, for Easter, I thought the art inspiration that would be nice is my Stations of the Cross book that I made in 8th grade. I went to Our Lady of Calvary grade school. It's a Catholic grade school. You can all practice whatever belief system you like. That's just how I was raised. So this is the Stations of the Cross by me. I got 100. So here we go. One, Jesus is condemned to death. Every day people are persecuted for their color, religion, and other qualities. Jesus was sentenced to death because of his teachings. God, help us be more like Jesus in our beliefs. 2, Jesus accepts his cross. We all have crosses in our lives, such as disabilities or weaknesses. God, help us to be more accepting of our crosses, like Jesus. 3, Jesus falls for the first time. When something is hard for us, sometimes we fall and give up. But when Jesus got back up, it showed us to stick with what we are doing to the end. 4, Jesus meets his mother. Our parents are so important to us. It must have been heartbreaking for Jesus and Mary meeting on the way to Jesus' death. God, help us to be more loving and respectful to our parents. 5, Simon helps Jesus carry the cross. I learned from Simon that there are often times when someone needs me to help them. God, please give me the strength to help others in need whenever I can. 6, Veronica wipes the face of Jesus. Veronica wanted to comfort Jesus even when she knew that she would be mocked for it. God, help me to have the courage to give comfort to someone in need, even when I will be laughed at for it. 7, Jesus falls the second time. When Jesus fell a second time, it showed me that we all fall at one time or another in our lives. But we must look ahead at the long journey ahead and go on as Jesus did. 8, Jesus meets the woman of Jerusalem. The women that Jesus met did not personally know Jesus, yet they showed great compassion for what Jesus was going through. God, help me to be sensitive to everyone, even those who I do not know. 9, Jesus falls the third time. The last fall for Jesus must have been the most discouraging fall. But Jesus continued. God, help me to continue even when it seems hard. 10, Jesus is stripped of his garments. Just as the soldiers stripped Jesus of his garments, we sometimes strip people of their rights. God, help us to be respectful to the rights of others. 9, Jesus is nailed to the cross. As the nails were being driven into his hands, Jesus felt great pain. God, help me to be able to accept pain with patience as Jesus did. 12, Jesus dies on the cross. When Jesus died on the cross, his journey was finally over. This shows us how much God really loves us by sending his only Son down to earth for our salvation. God, thank you. 13, Jesus is taken down from the cross. Mary, seeing Jesus dead in her arms, must have been heartbroken, but the pain was over now. Mary, thank you for taking care of Jesus throughout his life. Please help me throughout mine. 14, Jesus is placed in the tomb. When Jesus was placed in the tomb, it seemed to be the end, but it was only the beginning for his eternal life as well as ours. Jesus, thank you for saving us. 15, Jesus rises from the dead. The resurrection is the most meaningful station of all because now we are saved from death. Jesus opened the gates of heaven for us. God, help us to live as Jesus did, so we may enter these gates. So that was my Stations of the Cross and story for Easter. I hope it inspires some of you to illustrate the stories of your faith, whether it's Christianity or whatever you believe in. Wishing you well in all that you're doing today and through all this time. Hope everybody's okay out there. Be creating, love each other.